In the wake of the horrible shooting at a movie theater in Colorado, the call for stricter gun control has been echoing across the country, including here in New Jersey and New York.
I believe in the Second Amendment. I don't think they should put any more layers of laws on. I think whatever laws they have is probably sufficient.
I do think that that there's too much going on with the guns and people having them.
This New Jersey couple frames the gun control debate perfectly. David Ryan believes firearms should be available to Americans.
I don't think they should put any more layers of laws on. I think whatever laws they have is probably sufficient.
Cheryl Howlett wants guns off the street.
My son was at a Batman midnight showing in Clifton, New Jersey, the same night. And so as a mother, you know, when you hear something like that happen, it's very scary.
We need rescue inside the auditorium, multiple victims.
12 people died and dozens were injured when James Holmes allegedly opened fire on the crowded premiere of The Dark Knight Rises in Aurora, Colorado, early Friday morning. And now the country's gun laws are being questioned by angry citizens and lawmakers. Gun control advocate New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg was on CBS's Face the Nation Sunday morning. He called on President Obama and presumptive Republican nominee Mitt Romney to do something.
I don't know what they're going to do, but I think it's incumbent on them to tell us specifically, not just in broad terms.
President Obama spoke from Aurora, Colorado Sunday evening after meeting with some of the victims' families. It seemed as though he left the door open for a gun control debate.
I hope that over the next several days, next several weeks, and next several months, we all reflect on how we can do something about some of the senseless violence that ends up marring this country.
According to NorthJersey.com, assault rifles similar to the one used in Colorado can be purchased in the Garden State. And New Jersey Senator Frank Lautenberg released a statement saying, "We need to start today on efforts to prevent the next attack. We should begin by passing my legislation to ban the sale of high-capacity gun magazines." A federal law enforcement official told the Associated Press a semi-automatic assault rifle used in the attack jammed. Because of that, lives may have been saved. In New Jersey, Allison Kaden, WPIX 11 News. And we are still waiting for Nassau County Police to release the names and ages of the 3 victims killed in this horrible boating accident on the Long Island Sound. However, our sources tell us the victims are children.
We raced right over there with our boat, and from there, people just poured out. And we thought when there was about 8 people in the water, that was it. More people kept on coming out and coming out.
Frankie Barbone witnessed it all, the boat flipping over, the children and adults screaming for help, other boaters pulling people to safety, but 3 people did not survive.
And they were screaming, "Lord, wake me up from this dream."
Nassau County Police say the distress call came in around 10:10 last night. The fireworks over the Long Island Sound had finished up and a rough patch of weather had just passed through. The choppy water was filled with boats.
Very preliminarily, this could have been a wake from another vessel that caused this boat to capsize.
Police say one of the boaters that died was pulled from the water immediately after the accident. The other 2, it took hours for divers to remove them from the 34-foot Silverton yacht that had sunk. In all, 27 people had been on the boat, and police say they are investigating if it was overcrowded. Some of the boaters did not have life jackets. And back here live, right off the Long Island Sound, the boat is expected to be pulled up later this morning. Police say it is 2 to 3 miles off Oyster Bay and under 60 to 70 feet of water. At this point, police say they do not believe the operator of this boat was intoxicated. In addition to the 3 deaths, they say there were some minor injuries. We're live on Long Island. I'm Allison Kaden, WPIX 11 News. Commuters, it is time to pack some patience because traffic tie-ups are coming to New Jersey. It's bumper to bumper approaching the George Washington Bridge tonight in Fort Lee, and the bad traffic is still to come. Armando Ortiz is dreading Monday morning's rush.
It's going to be just a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare. I don't even know what to do, but I have to go to my job every day, and I have no choice.
Traffic expert Sam Schwartz, also known as Gridlock Sam, says the construction work on the Alexander Hamilton Bridge is being done at the right time. Summer traffic is lighter.
It's state DOT doing much needed repairs.
But why will this one construction project cause so much chaos? Drivers going eastbound on the George Washington Bridge cross the Alexander Hamilton Bridge to get onto I-95. The State Department of Transportation will be doing around-the-clock work on the Harlem River crossing, and it involves a lane closure for steel reinforcement and resurfacing. It's expected to last 3 months. Schwartz says drivers can expect backups 5 to 10 miles long in New Jersey approaching the GWB.
The Alexander Hamilton is the heaviest used bridge in New York City. And in the region, the George Washington Bridge is #1. Big headache.
And now the mayor of Fort Lee, New Jersey is worried drivers are going to cut through his town to find a quicker way to the George Washington Bridge.
We're just very concerned that everybody's going to use Fort Lee as a cut through and as a shortcut, so we're going to do everything we can to make sure that folks stay on the major thoroughfares. So if we have to, we're going to barricade some of our local cutoffs and local roads.
The State Department of Transportation says around 188,000 vehicles use the Alexander Hamilton Bridge every single day. Some tips to avoid the horrible traffic: possibly take the train or even go up to the Tappan Zee Bridge or take the Staten Island crossings. Experts expect there's going to be some traffic at the Lincoln Tunnel and Holland Tunnel as well. In Fort Lee, New Jersey, Allison Kaden, PIX 11 News. And good morning to you. Those dead bodies found just a short time ago, only a few hours ago, inside apartment 2A here at 749 Lafayette Avenue, all confirmed to us by the NYPD that they had gunshot wounds. The NYPD describes the victims as a man and a woman in their 40s and 50s, as well as a young boy. A neighbor says a woman lives in 2A with her boyfriend, and the woman was last seen with her grandson Saturday night, leaving a block party around 6 p.m. That neighbor, when she returned home early this morning, noticed a horrible smell coming from 2A, even flies buzzing around. The neighbor called police, and the NYPD found those bodies early this morning. Now, the neighbor says the block party was so loud, the music was loud, people were loud, that if there were gunshots on Saturday night, no one would have heard them. If we could come back here live, as you can see, it is still a very, very active crime scene. The crime scene unit pulled up just a short time ago. You have police guarding the building and detectives milling about. Of course, as soon as we learn the identities of the victims, we will bring that information to you. We're live in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. I'm Allison Kaden, PIX 11 News.